Hey everybody, this is Robert speaking, in case you couldn't tell. Just a couple things up top. First of all, sorry for the audio. We recorded this back in July, so it was hot and we had fans running and, it was just it was hot. So there's some stuff getting cut in and out because our microphones are trying to compensate for the white noise. So just letting you know that might happen. A little bit of an audio quality on this episode, but it should be fine. Second, this episode is coming out because Jenny and I have had a baby. We decided to record this episode a bit ahead of time, put it out once the baby comes, just so once the baby's here, we don't leave the feed high and dry, that there's something to go out. This is a celebration of our new baby. Feel free to listen. We hope you enjoy. Welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio. Hey everybody, welcome to Bikini Bottom Radio. This is Robert.
I'm Anthony.
And
Jenny
was yawning.
Sorry.
The most inopportune time.
Sorry.
Oh, well, you think you're tired now. Wait till the baby comes. We've heard that a million times.
Probably be able to finally sleep again.
It's true.
Well, when everyone's hearing this, the baby will have...
Yes. If you're hearing this, 007, your mission is to go and binge previous episodes of Bikini Bottom Radio because we had a baby. We're posting this whenever our child has entered the world. So that's what has happened. And we thought it'd be fun. Jenny actually came up with this idea. Do you want to describe it?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, you see, Jenny's tired from having just given the baby birth, right? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Don't think about it. I didn't. We're going to do this episode because it's about babies. We're doing Rockabye Bivalve, which is Season 3, Episode 9B. And we are doing this episode before having had the baby. Jenny is 8 months pregnant. And we're going to redo it in a few months after we know what it's like to actually have a baby and see how true or not true it is. Jenny thought that'd be cool to do. And Anthony and I agreed.
Yep.
And also, who's going to disagree with a pregnant woman? Not me. I like my head attached to my neck.
I will bite you.
I know.
Robert's in the same room as her.
Yes, I'm an active danger.
Oh, but I know where Anthony lives.
That's true. You have one
right.
pregnant woman very slowly making her way. Like, I was going to come and kill you, but I was really craving Taco Bell.
You're making lots of detours.
I'll be here in a few days, so watch yourself.
You have time to pack. So this is what we're doing.
This is one of my, when I think of episodes in my mind, if I was to name 10 random SpongeBob episodes, for some reason this one always stuck out to me. There's not very much like this concept in the whole series. I kind of like it when they're working together.
Different, but in a really good way. And it's also really funny. We've jumped ahead to Season 3 SpongeBob. They have hit their stride.
Yeah, this is
how to make SpongeBob.
And I think it's also interesting, though, too, because I feel like it's one of the SpongeBob episodes that kind of mimics other television. There's some SpongeBob where it's kind of its own thing. But this is, it's kind of like old-timey, what's it called?
Like sitcom?
Yeah, old-timey sitcom.
Yeah, that's very true.
I Love Lucy or something like that, where it's a woman who has a baby and the guy is going off to work and he's like, I'm going off to work.
Literally that scene in the middle of the episode when they first are taking the baby clam. Is it a clam or it's a scallop? Out.
It's a bivalve.
Yes, it's a bivalve. Regardless, I was. Thank you. But when they're taking it out for taking it out on a walk and they're on the bike with it, that felt very much this is a Disney movie. They're oh wow, look at us going on adventures with our baby. So let's actually recap what happens in the episode from start to finish. So it starts with SpongeBob getting the paper, and of course he gets the entertainment section, which is just the rubber band. He gives the
newspaper to Gary.
Gets the newspaper to Gary.
That's really random. It's popped in my head, but I think about this a lot. So, rubber bands, they come on stuff, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So for some reason,
What's the deal with rubber
for
bands?
some reason, asparagus always has the best rubber bands, and
The
I'm like,
thickest.
rubber bands are thick, but they're like still pliable, and they're like the perfect size for most things. So like, if you need rubber bands, buy some asparagus.
I feel like our drawers as a kid were filled with asparagus rubber bands just because
Yeah.
it was they lasted the longest. They outlived everyone else.
Some say to this day you can hear old Rubber Band Johnson up on old old
Good one.
haunted drawer on the hill. There we go. I got there.
Still twinging along. No, yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
And the kids they're thick and they're blue and they have something printed on them, but they're so durable. I don't think I've ever seen one break unless like I cut it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a universal experience. I think everyone knows what you're talking about.
So just if you need rubber bands, get some asparagus because they make the best rubber bands for some reason. And it's just all the asparagus, any organic, just random from a grocery, any asparagus, it's all the same rubber band for some reason. So just
Pew, pew, pew,
Okay.
pew, rubber band tips from Jenny. Pew, 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 pew. There you go. New segment.
Exactly. Anthony, you got the music in there for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So royalty-free rubber band music. Let's see. I do like how Gary arrives on a skateboard.
it's like
Yeah,
a powered skateboard.
I don't remember with motor powered. We watched this episode last week, so we just have our notes. We didn't watch it just before recording like we normally did. Yeah, Gary arrives on a skateboard clearly just so they didn't have to animate a snail going really slowly or explain why Gary comes from off screen.
Very true.
In the front of the porch. And then Gary gets the paper because, of course, that's what Gary cares about. I like that line. I am a happy sponge. I just really like Tom Kenny's line reading of that. I think it's really funny.
I also love how he looks when he puts the rubber band over him, like when it compresses him.
It
It just looks
Very
very funny.
And then just him running in the background, like as like Gary's like reading the paper, like oh SpongeBob.
Back at it again.
I have a note. Oh, just like when he runs into Patrick, it's like running into your bros in public. It's like I see you got the paper. And then
which is much different than running into your cat in public, who just always pretends like they don't know you.
Jenny got into this with me well, she didn't get into it with me. She explained.
But yeah, like I had a cat who loved to be outside, and every time I'd see him outside, he would like look at me and run away from me and be like, "Who are you? And why are you trying to touch me? Don't touch me."
He's such an affectionate cat inside.
Even
That's
if
so
even if I
funny.
saw him like laying on a chair and I pet him, he would like kind of get like in like
an
a
outside chair, right?
yeah like
on
like
your
a
porch.
porch chair. He'd get into like a startled position, wait till I was done petting him, and then like bolt. But then he would come inside and like lay on my face, and I'm like, what are you, cat?
It's like a child where they don't want to be embarrassed by their parents in public.
I don't know you. What are you wearing? Get away from me. And then inside, it's like, oh, I love you so much.
Right.
Like, get on your face and lick you and step on you.
It reminds me of Bradley Cooper's character in The Hangover in the beginning scene where he's leaving because he's a teacher and he's walking out of school and one of his students is like, Mr. whatever. He's like, shut up. I don't know you. Go away. Like, I'm not about to do this right now.
That's my cat. Yeah. He's the
That's
nicest
funny.
thing inside, but once we're outside, it's like, this is the like freaking wild, wild west. I don't know you. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Goodbye. Just, cat.
And let's see. Then after they're just like, hey, what up? And their rubber bands break. They just kind of awkwardly walk off after like 2 seconds of silence.
They should have used asparagus rubber bands.
Of course, but they only had the paper.
Mhm.
The asparagus delivery boy wasn't through that day. And then just the like, did you say something? Like coming back, it's like they really didn't know. They were like, we have this funny thing. Let's like connect it barely to the main plot of the episode. It's like, I like how they're talking at the same time. It's like, what's that? Oh, it's a baby clam scout. It's like, I'll take care of it. Like,
It's a baby scallop. I'll take care of this. No, Patrick, no.
he's just a baby. He can't fly. Is he stupid?
Yeah, what's the matter? Is you stupid?
That's a meme.
I think it's silly too, though, because like definitely in SpongeBob, there's been other times where like they've just killed scallops, like no problem.
Yeah.
Totally.
They kill them. There's a whole scene of the Valentine's Day one where they're like karate chopping scallops apart. There's another one where I forget what episode it is, but like I don't know. I think they're singing a song and they just like break a
it's-
scallop.
SpongeBob makes the most perfect. This is a little bit later, like season 4 or 5, but he makes the most perfect Krabby Patty he's ever made, and he doesn't want anyone to eat it. So he basically is like taking it on dates, like he loves it so much, but like a bunch of scallops start to like, they're birds in this universe, start to like try and eat at it and peck at it. It's like, no, I'll protect you. And he just starts like karate chopping these scallops, like
Into like
breaking
pieces.
them.
Yeah.
Yo, what if
Killing
canonically
them,
one of
bro.
those was Junior?
Yeah, I'm like, you had a scallop baby, right?
Well, he barely had a scallop baby. He neglected it.
That's
Well,
true. Well,
Based off of how many diapers they used, and the fact that
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't able to fly, and then it wasn't able to fly. Might have had it for a while.
it's true.
Mm,
Why does Gary do the rim shot? Because
I
there's a
don't
perfect.
know.
I
It's
forgot
very
the
weird.
gag that like led into that. Damn,
We should have watched this.
we should have.
I should have.
A week ago, and we forgot.
should have
Unfortunately,
rewatched it because
I was out running errands. I had to run back, and we immediately started recording as soon as I got back. So that's why we didn't just do a quick refresher. But yeah, Gary does the rim shot. I always love when they cut away to unrelated rim shots. Like that's just my favorite thing in anything.
I just have best seat in house and then drumstick.
Best seat in the house.
I think it's when it's when they need. It's like he needs to like lay down somewhere, and SpongeBob takes his pants off and puts the clam in it.
Right, there you go.
Ah, yes.
It's a box, and he's
We
like,
got there.
Hey,
best
yeah.
seat in house.
"Put him."
Good job.
It's like he's like, let me take a look. It's like, oh, looks like someone's hungry with the bites taken out of his face. I love that gag
It's fun.
so
It's
much.
like his whole eye's gone.
Yeah, whole eye just like it's so silly, and there's that like dumb smile, like somebody's hungry.
Hey, well, he's a starfish. They grow back.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And so what did he try feeding him first? Ice cream?
Um,
He feeds him a little tiny like patty, I think.
Right, a little patty. It's so cute.
I know. I literally have that. It's so cute.
nobody's ever turned on one of these.
It's so cute. And then he feeds him like fries, burgers, donut.
No, and then finally the worm.
Yeah. Then the apple, and then he's like,
All I have
Yeah,
left
right,
is
right, right.
apple.
And then the worm, and he gets all excited.
Greetings, I bring you
What is it like? News.
Greetings from Apple World.
And he's like, of course, like, wait, stop, we will bury you.
We will bury you. That's
And we-
such a weird line.
We talked about this last time, and I was like, I think they say it because worms literally bury you. When you get buried, the worms are the things that decompose you. So
Mhm.
he's literally like, you might eat me now, but we'll get you back.
We'll get we win the war.
Everything is worm food.
Call back. That is our most successful Instagram post. When we first got on Apple Podcasts, I posted that screenshot. We bring you news or greetings from Apple World. And we ran as an ad, and it was the most successful thing I've ever done on the internet.
That was a genuinely good post, I think. That's why.
I was truly proud of that. Go on our Instagram, Applicating Bottom Radio.
Yeah, that one got like over 1,000 likes.
A
or
lot
something
of
like that.
likes, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, also, just this is nothing to do with what you're talking about, but like when you're a kid, you always see like cartoons and stuff, and there's like apples that there's like always apples that have worms in it and stuff. And like, how many worms have you found in apples?
Well, nowadays, never. But like, I think that was a legit problem in like olden days.
I found like one worm in an apple because it was like our neighbor's tree, and she was like cutting like me and the other girl who was like my age apples, and I think there's like a worm inside one of them. And
That's
I was like, whoa.
one more than me.
But like, other than that, like, I thought it was going to be like a real problem. I still to this day check my apples for like holes to be like, is there a worm in there? Because I'm like, this is a thing that can happen, I guess.
Well,
Oh yeah, for sure. Shows made it seem like it was much bigger issue than it was.
Yeah.
definitely something that didn't like old Looney Tunes. I think it was just for a long time, apple orchards were family owned. They didn't like spray them down with pesticides. There weren't apples.
Right, they weren't shipped across the country.
There weren't apples engineered to be tasty to humans and disgusting to worms.
Yeah, back then it was just Red Delicious, which is the worst name for an apple, or the most deceiving name for an apple.
Ew.
They really had to sell it because they knew how bad it was.
Oh, well, actually, fun
Mealy.
fact. And we'll send this to you, Anthony. Red Delicious basically is like bankrupt because like no one likes them because they're gross. People are like, oh, actually these apples kind of suck, but they're like had a bunch of like apple orchard areas, and it's like, oh, like what apples are we gonna grow here? So they made these apples called Cosmic Crisp, and they're the best freaking apples in the whole world, and everyone should try them, and they're so yummy.
That
And
sounds like
Oh, they're so
Okay,
good.
everyone.
My favorite apple is Honeycrisp, and that sounds like maybe like an offshoot of that. So I will try that.
Yeah, it's like my favorite apple was Envy apples, but I kind of like the skin was too thick, so I was like kind of, and they were really big, so I kind of didn't like them as much. Robert, I was pregnant and I was like, bring me home fruit. And he brought me home just like, he's like, oh, I thought these sounded cool. And I've never had a bad one. They're so.
Ooh, that sounds good.
The
I
only
love
thing
me
is
a
they're
good apple.
expensive. Sometimes you can get them cheap at Walmart. The cheapest I've ever seen them at Walmart is like they like $1.97.
Yeah, they're like
whatever.
They're like between $2 to $5 a pound, but like.
But they're worth it, man. They're premium.
They're
like,
so good.
Okay.
They're sweet. They're crispy. The skin is like not super thick, but it's like it's so good.
Everyone pause, watch on YouTube, search how apples are made in a lab. It's an Insider News video, and it talks about how they made and like grew the Cosmic Crisp like over the last like 20 years.
Yeah, it took a while to like cultivate them and get them and stuff, but it's very fascinating and they're so good and everyone should try them. My mom hates apples. I gave her some and she was like, this is amazing. So,
awesome. Okay.
I just sent it to you, Anthony. So the crowd at home can stop what they're doing, but we're not going to keep talking about it. So let's see. I've got hand puppet. Yeah,
SpongeBob hand puppet. I had the same thing.
And then just like
it zooms out.
That's a solid joke right there.
And then it's just like it also looks worried as like
it keeps emoting.
It's a really weird face.
It's like, I see what's wrong here. It's like, ta-da. It's like, how you do? It's like, how do you think? And I've been doing it for myself for almost a year.
It's just wearing a diaper.
So before that, Patrick was presumably soiling himself?
I don't know. It's someone else doing it. He's been doing it by himself for almost a year. Come on, don't be weird about it.
Right, don't be weird about this this grown man in a diaper.
Oh my gosh.
No shade if you need a diper, by the way.
That's true,
maybe.
yeah. That's fine if you do.
Yeah.
I'm fully prepared to be like, I'm probably gonna need diapers soon after the baby. Just that's a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, no, they don't. I'm just like, I'm not gonna deal with. I'm still freaking wearing a diaper, whatever. I'm here for it. I'm like, I would wear them now, but then I would just never go to the bathroom, and I don't think that that's healthy.
That's like the last step into total bedriddenness.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to get my daily walk into the bathroom. So,
exactly.
Get that exercise, right?
So after that, they're like, it's like, why don't they decide to raise the clam? Okay, hold on.
Together.
Is it a clam? Do they call it a clam
or a scallop?
Baby scallop.
Okay.
I get why you would think it's a clam, though. It looks very much like a clam.
The clams are the ones with the pearls at the zoo.
That's true.
This is a scallop.
500 feet in the air, like a cannonball.
They're the ones who fly. So and it's really funny because Patrick's just like, I want to be the mom, and then
it's like you can't.
So I'm just like, you can't be the mom.
You never wear a shirt.
But then the funny thing is that once he becomes the dad, he starts wearing a shirt.
That's true.
Because he wears a shirt to work. So I'm like, wait a second. What?
Let's see. Yeah, so he never wears a shirt. He's like, that's right. If I was the mom, this would be shocking. Just call me daddy. Legit, that's how my dad looks like without a shirt on.
Very lumpy.
My dad literally even has the like, I don't know if it's in the same place. He does have an anchor tattoo. He was in the Navy.
Oh no. They based it off of him.
And then, let's see, we get to the old-timey, them enjoying the nice summer's day, the very confused sponge plus star plus scallop equals question mark.
Right.
What is it?
I like the penny farthing ride. They just gets away from them with the scallop riding it. Everyone, if something weird happened, our internet may have cut out for a hot second.
Or a cold second. I don't know what it felt like.
It's true. It's so cold. But we were talking about penny farthings, are those old bicycles that you see in Looney Tunes with the giant front wheel and the small back wheel. I do not know why they're built like that. I just know that's what they're called.
Yeah, we hadn't perfected bike technology yet.
Yeah, we really hadn't. Weird to think, right?
We were like, hey, let's bike 10 feet off the ground.
They're like, well, this
maybe that'll be good.
I remember seeing one in person. I was touring colleges and I went to UC Santa Cruz. And I think there's just like some guy riding down like the lane on a penny farthing. I think he was just riding the class. So like, that's
what
just
an extra guy.
I know, I'm like, okay, that guy. There's also some people with unicycles. There's definitely like I went to UCSB and we had a lot of bikes. There's definitely some people there with like unicycles who would just ride their unicycles to class, and I was like, okay, cool, like go for it. Yeah, no, but
There's always a unicycle. We had unicycle guys too.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Every college does.
there's always unicycle guys, and there's always roller skate guys.
Roller skate guys or roller skate girls, like
Or
the really quirky girls that ride
I
roller
think-
skates everywhere.
I say guys just as an all-encompassing word,
Fair.
but like
Fair.
just roller skate people or bike people, like weird bike people who just
Yeah.
want to have interesting bikes. Or like, oh, look at my bike, it has 7 wheels, and I ride it upside down, and it's like, okay, cool.
It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's already hard enough to get from one place to campus. You're really gonna be the dude who's locking up his unicycle on the bike rack.
Yeah, honestly. Like, do you need a whole rack for that? Like, not a lot of space, dude.
Like fitting in college after high school is already difficult enough as it is for some people. Why add that layer?
You don't fit in college. That's when you be yourself.
It's true.
Unless you're in like a frat or sorority, and then you kind of just become
You
a frat or
part of
sorority.
the
Our
board.
team, man.
Yeah, pretty much. But other than that, I mean, college, I feel like that's where people like get weird.
It's true. It's true. It's the last
So-
time you can be weird.
Yeah.
Some people, yeah.
Yeah, without it like being detrimental.
Affecting your life.
Exactly. So
Let's see.
I say, hey, be weird all the time.
It's true.
Just that's my. That's what
Don't
I
listen
say.
to judgmental Robert. Listen to reaffirming Jenny.
What up? Be weird. Be yourself. Go dance in the moonlight naked and run into the ocean. Whatever. It's
Well, yeah,
cool.
it's the first day of rain at Santa Cruz. That's what they do.
I remember I had left. I remember my friends after finals for one quarter our freshman year. We like because we went to school on the beach, so they just were like, "Oh, we're going skinny dipping in the ocean at night." Then they did, and they were like, "It was so fun." And I'm just like, "Oh, I kind of wish I was there, but I wanted to go home because I miss my cats." So
Oh, you're out of town.
I was at school.
Oh, you just were missing your cats in your dorm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I would go home to visit my parents, but mostly my cats. So whatever. Anyway.
They know. All
Yeah,
right.
they know I like them. My cats don't. They're like, "Who are you? I forgot who you were. You've been gone for so long." So Anyway.
Let's see.
So
Next,
then-
we see them getting into bed. I'm a fan of this bed setup. Just
Crushing Patrick with the
Yeah.
bed.
And I like how they did the camera angles because it's like, oh, are they like next to each
Yeah.
other? Are they like in like single beds, like
No.
kind of like I Love Lucy style, where they're like apart but in the same room? But they're like, nope, we're just gonna stack them. Just stack them.
That's how I sleep. I sleep with a pillow on my head.
I don't
It
know. How
drives
to do
Jenny
that.
wild.
Do you really?
Sometimes.
He does. I don't.
I don't know. It's kind of like,
Interesting.
oh, cool. It's dark. It blocks out some noise. I don't do it all the time, but I will take it if you presented the option.
I like.
Interesting.
I can't even sleep with an eye mask. I'm like, it's touching me. I can't have anything on my face while I'm sleeping, so I feel like I'm being like smothered. Just It's so crazy.
I'm just, I guess the only downside is if someone wanted to smother me in my sleep, I basically set it up for them. Let's see.
It's not
right,
that
yeah.
easy. Not that I would know.
SpongeBob has his hands full at the next morning as
Right, he's got like
Patrick is
70
going out to
hands
work.
going out.
Baby made it stinky. Anthony, I want to see, can you remember everything SpongeBob was doing? Because I wrote it down. Like he was doing
Ironing,
7 things, I think.
Ooh.
ironing, rocking the baby,
Robert.
smacking something with like a wire, like a hanger, it looked like. Spraying something, cleaning a window. Is that one?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Something with laundry? No, that was the ironing. I know. That's about a. I know.
Here we go.
Also, just real quick, the hanger thing that's like an old school way they would get dust out of carpets.
Yeah, he was beating a carpet.
Yeah. it was
Gotcha, okay.
So he was ironing. And it, depending on where he was, when he was in the kitchen, he was doing one thing, and when he was like standing out, seeing Patrick go, he was doing something
he
differently.
was spraying something.
He was spraying nothing, but also spraying a window. It was the same
Okay,
animation.
yes.
He was dusting.
Dusting.
He was
right, the feather
vacuuming,
duster.
flipping a pancake, and either hitting a rug or like just with a rag, like cleaning something, depending on the
Right.
scene it was in. I wrote all this down. So I was just curious how many things you could remember.
It was a lot. That was a lot that he was doing.
You got
SpongeBob out here teaching children about unfair division of labor. Come on.
True.
Yeah, for real.
You got hit in the head with a coconut. Did that happen before that, or did I just take my notes out of order? I think I'm going to take my notes out of order here.
Well, he comes home the first night
right.
and then passes straight past SpongeBob and
Right. He's like,
plops
don't worry,
down
tomorrow you get
for
your break.
sure.
Then we
For
get
sure.
all the different
Cards.
Gelato for
the
sure.
next day, for sure, eventually.
Eh.
I love it. Such a good
The
joke.
SpongeBob like deflated, like slowly doing
Yeah.
it. It's very funny.
I love it. Also,
I got how many? Oh, and then finally, Patrick comes back. Oh, did you want to say something?
yeah, I just wanted to bring up the point that he's just vacuuming sand.
That's
Oh,
true.
right.
Have sand on his as his
I
floor.
just thought that was fun. Like, yep, he's just vacuuming the ocean floor. Like, go for it, SpongeBob. Okay, anyway, continue.
Let's see. He's like, Patrick Star, like, we need to have a talk. He's like, he's hit the head with a coconut. He's like, you need to help. He's like, why? It's just one diaper. Big meme material right there. Used in multiple formats in various different ways.
Yeah. Well, also the SpongeBob with the curling things in his hair.
That's
or
the
hair,
next,
quote unquote.
yeah.
Yeah, with the rollers.
Rollers, yeah.
I do, the thing about the diapers, I do remember seeing that as a kid, and I do remember it having, like, an impact on me, because I was like, that's a lot of diapers for one baby, and, you know, having a baby soon, they use a lot of diapers, and I'm like, I
What
feel
was
so
that
bad.
stat you guys told me?
Yeah, 80 diapers a week for the first few weeks. I think it goes down to about 60 once they're a bit older. But, like, they use so many diapers. And I'm like, that's so much waste in the landfill.
It really is.
So that's why, you know, we want to try a diaper service if possible. Because it's just so much more eco-friendly. Because it's just in a landfill.
Yeah, when I went to your guys' baby shower, like you guys got so many diapers, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. That seems like overkill. Like, you guys are
No,
gonna have
it's
extra.
not.
No, you said 80 diapers a week, and I was like, oh, you guys need more.
And not to mention, like, we're gonna have a big kid, possibly. Like, I was a big child. My brother was a big child. My dad was born big, like all 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Normal range for those listening is 6 to 9 pounds.
Yippee.
Yeah, but that means
Oh.
even that might not be able to use all the newborn diapers that people have bought us.
Yeah. Though, fun fact, stores will take back unopened diapers.
So if you go to Walmart being like, hey, I've got this unopened newborn diapers, can I exchange it for the next size up? They will do that without a receipt.
Yeah.
You have to look up at specific stores, but that is allowed.
Even if you didn't buy it there?
Even if you didn't buy it there.
I mean, they all pretty much have the same brand, so probably as long as it's the same brand. But, like,
Everyone knows
that's
this is
pretty cool.
hard, okay?
Yeah. But yeah, so we want to do a diaper service, and then, you know, for like travel and stuff, they have like hybrid diapers, so it's kind of like a liner, or they have like biodegradable, like plant-based diapers, so they're like at least made out of recycled material.
Gotcha.
So those are like the diapers we kind of want to try to use,
Okay.
if possible.
Yeah.
So
that's, diaper waste is a real issue. Do your part.
it's ridiculous how much waste diapers produce, and especially because they're single use. If you like take them off once just to check or something, and there's not even anything in them, it's like, well, now it's just garbage that wasn't even used. It's really
you
depressing.
can't redo a diaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, he rips out the walls. He shows the dump truck outside. It's a metric ton of diapers.
Oh, not to mention it's underneath all the furniture too.
Right, the chair that Patrick was sitting on.
I just want to say that if it is, you know, it is a bivalve, so the diaper's on the like back part, but they only have like one hole really, so
They
diaper
don't
should
even have
be
brains. Yeah.
diaper should be on his mouth. Just saying, but whatever. Gross.
Well, it's a filter feeder. He wouldn't even.
Yeah, he would just kind of filter out like sand and parts, maybe. I don't know how they eat.
I can filter feed.
Don't they just like filter sand and get out like tiny like plankton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
Very inefficient
fact,
sounding, but yes.
I don't know what else they're gonna do.
Fun fact: there are clams used by certain waterways and like city water systems that they put them in the in the pipes and basically glue them down to the bottom of the pipes. And clams won't filter feed water if it's too dirty, and that's the same amount. Like if basically a clam won't do it, they have sensors that they know when the clam has like closed its mouth because it doesn't want to filter feed. And it's more accurate than like science sensors that we can build. So like,
Wow,
oh shit,
that's so cool.
Yeah, like humans can't consume this because the like clams can't consume this. So let's shut it down, shut down the water until it like figures itself out. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Let's get back on track somehow. Oh, then he's like, I'll help out tomorrow. The next morning comes like, you got your break at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Midnight. And then he just comes back with the
Lampshade
on his head, and that's when SpongeBob is in
Giggling.
the
Yeah, and he's just like
Jenny has definitely given me that look, and I've definitely given Jenny that like, hey, what's up? What's wrong? What?
And it's definitely been something where I've reminded him like 6 times of a thing, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you meant that this way," and I'm like,
What was the time I did that? Oh, one time when we were in college, Jenny was really tired or like after class, so I offered to like get her like Chipotle. No, not even like, it was from the local burrito place. She was like,
"Birds."
yeah.
Woo.
So she was like, make sure that you get hot sauce on the side. Like, it's really important to me that there is hot sauce on the side and not on it, and that you also get it.
I was like,
I got it.
I was like, I can text you so you remember. Like, do you need me to text you?
No, I'm fine, Jenny. I will remember. Don't worry.
Okay.
And then I come back 20 minutes later with just with nachos and like no hot sauce. And she's like, "Where's the hot sauce?" I'm like, "The what? The who? The where? And the how? Oh
like,
crap!"
I'm like, "Oh, that's what hot sauce."
The fact that you still remember that is
it was a deal.
That must have been a whole thing.
Because their hot sauce is so good.
Didn't your dad do something similar with like juice or something?
Oh yeah, my dad did something similar. So he was going to the store and like I was like, "Oh, can you get me some juice?" Because I don't know, I wasn't feeling well or something. And he's like,
Mhm.
"Okay." And I'm like, okay, pretty much any type of juice as long as it's like 100% fruit juice, and I don't like purple grape juice. And so my dad heard grape juice, and he comes back with like 3 bottles of grape juice, and I'm just like,
that sucks.
thanks. And I think I might have also said like, and also I'm not a huge fan of cranberry juice, and so one was like grape cranberry, and I was like, I didn't even know they made this, but like,
Wait,
you've brought me a thing I didn't even know I hated. Now I do.
like thanks, like grape cranberry, whatever. I mean, it was fine. It's not my favorite. I drank it, but I was just like, well, he tried.
That was really funny. I remember Jenny being like, "My dad did something weird today," like just on a phone. It was so funny.
He's trying his best.
I've been there. I'm definitely gonna do it again once the babies come.
You've done it. You do it like at least once a month.
Yeah, but like shut up.
It just happened last night.
I did.
Robert was making me some mashed potato, like instant mashed potatoes, and I texted him, "Oh, put like cheese and sour cream and peas in it." And then he came back, and then like after I mean, it was good. I ate it, and after I was like, "Oh, did you put cheese in it?" Because the like texture was not cheesy.
Was I supposed to put cheese in that?
I was like, that was like the
worst
thing
part
I
is
texted
the
you.
worst part is like I was looking at the text message as I was making it in the kitchen. I was like, Jenny's not feeling well. She needs me to make her food. Let me make sure I do this right. And then I missed one of the big of the 5 things she asked me to put in it. I missed one of them somehow.
Yeah, it's whatever. If it's that big a deal,
boy.
I can just go get it myself.
Oh well.
Well, it's kind of just like whatever. You don't do with anything like super crazy most of the time, so it's okay. It happens.
Anyway,
there's going to be many more stories to come.
Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, that's basically that. Also, shout out to, I think, Pin Tunes. They make SpongeBob pins. You can follow them on Instagram. They have a pin of SpongeBob in the curlers standing
they're dope.
Yeah, look it up.
Patrick with the belly?
No, it's Patrick with the he's just come back with the lampshade on his head,
That's
and SpongeBob's
really
holding the It's
Holding
holding,
the baby.
yeah, holding the baby. Thank you. I
Mhm.
forgot the word for it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I actually won some free pins from them one time. It was pretty dope. Shout out to Pintunes, everybody. Go give them your business.
What pins did you win?
Actually have them right here.
Yeah, which one? Because I know he likes pins, so he has some SpongeBob pins.
What I won was I won a keychain that was the Ghost shopping list. One side is the shopping list,
Yeah.
and one side is the Ghost from the Smitty Werben Jensen episode.
Mm.
And then I won the old mom who hates chocolate on her wheelchair.
These pretty
The
good
little
quality
stick.
too.
Yeah.
Stick woman.
It's not like what? And then I do have a couple of other pins. I have one of SpongeBob doing the Imagination rainbow, and I don't think that they made this one, but it's one that they own. That they were like, "Hey, I'm just selling some of my pins." They posted on their Instagram story.
The Patrick in the gorilla suit.
Ooh,
And,
that's a good one.
He also has Bubble Buddy, but I stole that one.
Yeah, Jenny.
So.
That I think I also won that one, but you straight up stole that one.
That
from
one's
me.
mine now.
If anyone would go and buy one thing, they have a patch that's Patrick's chum bucket name tag from when he wrestled against SpongeBob, and it just says Rick. My name's not Rick.
Yeah, Robert's boss's name is Patrick, and whenever he says anything, that always pops in my head. That scene, or the scene where he's like, where they're calling the Krusty Krab, and it's like, no, this is Patrick, and that's just it pops in my head whenever he's like, oh, Patrick down is like no, this is Patrick.
So yeah, everyone go buy from Pintunes.
Yeah,
and
shout out to
leave a
them.
comment that you heard about them through this episode. Nothing's going to happen, but we just think they're cool.
Yeah, why not?
Let's see.
Where are we? Yes.
Then Patrick's like, I don't need any of this. I'm going back to work. It's like, work, and then he just goes back in his
house.
It's like, so this is the thanks I get? He's like, oh no, he goes in his
Working
house.
overtime?
Like, this is where you've been working overtime. He's like, hey, it's not that hard. Sometimes I can't find the remote, and sometimes my butt cramps. It's like, hope you didn't forget your suitcase, and it's just full of donuts and like
it's like an ice cream sundae.
There's ice cream and donuts in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he's like, so this is the thanks I get for working overtime. That's a meme. And then
Overtime.
that face that SpongeBob makes was like, overtime. Yeah, that's a meme. I'm fairly certain.
That's why I put face. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then they're arguing. Then they hear it's the chirping. It's like, oh, it's that stupid noise. It's like, what is this? Junior jumping out of a second-story window. Junior. And then they like run to catch it. Babies are always trying to kill themselves.
Yeah,
That's just something we're gonna have to deal with soon.
just like, oh, you want to roll over and smother yourself? Okay,
Right. Yeah.
do it. I guess.
Hey, how about not dying? I don't die every day. It's pretty easy. So yeah, he learns to
But
fly.
not die. Right. We are so useless compared to other babies. We take, what, 5
Absolutely.
years to even become viable? Or in
But, like,
Robert's case, never.
It makes
Shut up.
it makes sense
You
though,
made
based on
the joke first.
Yeah, but I can make fun of it.
Man,
it makes
that's the
sense,
first time
though.
you've ever made me edit. I don't think I've ever had to edit a curse out from you.
nice. But yeah, but it makes sense though that human babies are so useless because
We spend more time with our brains growing.
yeah, so our,
Yeah, all
our
the
brains
energy goes to the brain.
Well, and also just fun fact: more and more babies are having to get C-sectioned out because head sizes are getting bigger because brains are changing size. So women literally can't give,
No way, really?
not able to give birth naturally. Sometimes, yeah. So there's just statistically more and more people are having C-sections, and because C-sections exist, it's like evolutionarily.
Now babies with bigger
influencing-
heads
yeah.
can survive.
And
Yeah,
because we have
yeah.
C-sections, it's not like women are gonna get bigger hips or anything, right? It's just gonna just continue that
kinda-
way.
And obviously, we don't want women dying in childbirth, so it's not like, oh, well, this 1,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago, this lady just died, so her big head baby isn't
make
going to
it.
enter the gene pool, but
Yeah.
now they're entering the gene pool.
Right. Wow.
And so
That's
the
interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's me right here, big old brain, apparently.
I don't think head size necessarily correlates to.
So they're running to catch the Junior. They're running to catch Junior, and I like how SpongeBob stops, and then Patrick runs into him, and there's just an outline of Oh, I think it's the other way around. It's an outline of SpongeBob and Patrick. Like, he runs into Patrick, and then a square comes out the other
To
side.
squish, yeah.
And then they're like, did you catch him? No. We're bad parents. And then he's flown away. He's okay. He's finally leaving the nest.
He comes back and gives SpongeBob a little kiss.
What about
Mhm.
me?
What about Daddy?
Clunk.
That's my boy.
One of my favorite line reads in all of SpongeBob.
Very well delivered.
It's the hardest thing every parent has to do, say goodbye. And then at the end of the episode, Patrick's like, let's have another.
Yeah, he's like, let's have another. You gotta say it like he does his arms and the
Yeah, like he
inflection.
did so much work.
And then that's that. That's Rockabye Bivalve. Jenny, what do you think of this episode? Like, I guess we kind of gave our general thoughts on baby having. Is there anything in particular you want to shout out before we finish this episode?
I mean, I think it's a good episode. Like Anthony kind of was saying, it's like one of the like classic SpongeBob episodes I think about
Mhm.
when I think of SpongeBob episodes. I think it focuses more on the parental relationships and the effect that a baby can have on that versus actual child care. Because it's mostly Patrick and SpongeBob just being stupid and doing things like it's not necessarily like, I mean, it's a scallop. It would probably just kind of be fine
Mhm.
if they just kind of fed it in a box every few hours.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
But like that's not fun. But but they treat it like an actual baby. So I mean, I think that that's interesting. I mean, I think that it's a trope on what people think taking care of a baby is like. I don't think that babies are necessarily like that. There's lots of downtime of the baby just kind of sitting there with a little stupid look on their face, being like, meh, just kind of chilling. That's one of my favorite things. If you've ever seen videos, just like a baby sitting next to like the parents, like while they're watching TV or something, and the baby's just kind of like looking around. It's super cute. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Or they're crying, sleeping, pooping, or just kind of sitting there not doing anything. I mean, it's not really much for babies that young to do. I don't know, like I said, I think it's more of an episode about their relationship rather than about
Mhm.
the babies and kind of just that stereotypical like masculine versus feminine roles in a family.
Yeah.
The man works, the woman stays home and cleans and cooks and does everything. And is also underappreciated a lot because the guy's like, working is hard. And it's like, yeah, but being a stay-at-home mom is also hard.
Yeah.
So
It's a 24-hour gig. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
it was funny when the baby pooped, because poops is funny.
Poops is
James
funny.
gets
Robert
really
Guerra.
And I'm just like, hey.
But I think that really just shows the role of the mother and the father.
I think it's. I think it was a good episode. Definitely, like, I think Anthony's right. Top 10 SpongeBob episodes. You could put this in there, and it wouldn't be a controversial opinion. And yeah, I'm hoping that it's not like this too much. Anthony, like, this is the part where if we were doing a like TV series, I'm like, well, I hope it's not like this. It would cut to
Yeah.
5 months later. It was like that.
It was right. If it was an Always Sunny episode, the title card would be "It was like that." Yeah.
That was It's Always Sunny reference when I said the poop was funny.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Anthony?
Poop was funny.
Poops is fun. Poops is funny.
Poops is funny.
It's the poop episode.
Oh, where they were trying to figure out who pooped the poop. Right.
Who pooped the bed? That was one of my
It's a great
Test.
episode.
that's one of my tests I would use in college to see if like someone had a good sense of humor. As I'd show them that episode, and if they liked it, then I'd be like, we could be friends. And Robert loved it, so we ended up married. So that worked
Several
out.
years later,
Because I remember I showed someone and then they ended up being lame, and I was like, ugh, I could have saved so much time if because I showed them that episode, they didn't like it, and I'm like, I should have just stopped talking to them then, because that would have just saved me so much time.
That's funny.
They
That's a
were
great
lame.
test. I agree.
Yeah,
Covers a lot of bases.
it's funny, it's stupid. It's like, can you laugh at yourself? Can you laugh at poop? Because poops is
Mhm.
funny. But anyway,
Before I forget, I do want to point out, I don't know if you guys are on the wiki page. Are you?
we have it open, but I'm on it.
Yep,
So-
we're on it now.
Can you scroll down to the production? The first art
the
thing
heck
is a
is that?
deleted.
What?
It's a deleted. I don't know. And I clicked on the source. It's actually from an artist from SpongeBob.
Are they trying to make the clam like laugh?
I
Is
think
that
they
the
are.
clam? Why has it got arms and like a
bottom
little
right.
belly button?
No,
Oh,
in the
that's
bottom
Patrick.
Yeah, it's Patrick and SpongeBob trying to make them or the scallop
right.
laugh.
A deleted scene.
Weird.
Okay, going to Jay Lender's status. A horrifying SpongeBob outtake from Rockabye Bivalve.
Yeah, it's like he's like a walrus. Like Patrick turns into like a weird walrus thing.
Creepy.
I appreciate the hand puppet gag much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
so out of
funny.
character. It's very weird, and I like that
That
it's just
feels
on
like-
2 sticky notes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's how they do it.
But yeah.
All right.
What are you looking for?
Sorry, I just kind of started looking at most useless trivia absentmindedly. Let's take
are
some time.
you done talking about all the stuff you want to talk about with regards to
Yeah.
thoughts of having a baby or
Yeah,
the end of the episode?
I think so. It's going to be an adventure, the most rewarding thing you ever do, if I'm to believe every parent who's ever said anything about it. But yeah, I'm excited and scared.
One thing for me that I'm just having feelings about is the fact that I'm like, I grew this baby, so this is like my project that I've put so much time and effort into, and the cost benefit analysis of like letting other people touch my baby is not there. So I'm like, I don't want anyone looking at my baby. I don't want anyone touching my baby. I don't want anyone breathing on my baby. And like, no one can take care of my baby except for me because they're going to do it wrong.
And of course, who knows? Maybe 1 month in, we're like, you want to like sneeze on the baby as payment so you can like babysit for 30 seconds? Please take it. Like, who knows? It might be whatever. We could be stick to our values of like how we want to raise them in a certain ways, or maybe we're just like,
they could just crush our soul and we're like, we don't care. Please watch this baby so we can go take a nap and I can wash this poop off my face. You know, who knows? But for right now, I'm just like the idea of I'm going to be delivering this baby soon, and I've been carrying it for almost 9-ish months. And I'm like, ain't nobody seen my baby, ain't no way, ain't no how, just full
Wizard of Oz.
full Wizard of Oz, just stay away from my baby. But, I know that that's not really feasible. But just, I don't know. It's a weird feeling of being like, hey, here's this thing, this, and it wasn't necessarily like, we didn't really plan it or anything, but just being like, but I love it and I would die for it and I would kill anyone who tries to kill it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about having a baby is before you see the ultrasound where they're like actually like, a person and they're not just a weird blob on the screen, you're like, I mean, it's weird. I'm going to take care of it. But like the moment you're like, oh, and here's his little hands and there's his like feet and like the crown of the head, I'm like, I will literally rip someone's neck off for this thing. It doesn't even have a name yet.
Yeah, no, it's a weird feeling. And it's, I remember when I first got pregnant, I was worried I wasn't going to like care about my baby or
get those instincts that everyone says.
Yeah, like I was like, I'll take care of it. Obviously, I'll do the best I can. But I was like, but I don't like whatever.
Yeah, I'll hang out with it every once in a while. It's all good.
Yeah. But now I'm just like, it's never leaving my sight. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to eat. This baby's just going to be next to me 24/7, and that's what it is.
Wow.
And hey, if you're one of those people who like don't bond with your baby immediately, that also happens. Sometimes people don't care about their babies as much or get the emotional connection until they're like toddlers.
I mean, I don't know. Baby might come out and I might just be like, "Oh, this thing's gross. Get it away from me." Who knows?
Right. Every one of those are valid feelings.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna feel, but it just right now, like getting close to giving birth, I'm just like, this thing. I spent so much time growing it. No one is touching it for at least 9 months. Just I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird feeling to be like this protective of something.
Yeah. Like physically, I can't relate, but also like I'm not even like I'm not having a kid, so I have no idea what that would even feel like as a feeling. Like Robert, I have no idea what that feels like.
Oh, it's so
you're
weird too. Because like you really like slingshot. Is it slingshot? What is it like? Whatever, you go back and forth. I guess metronome is the word. You really.
I know what you're trying to say, but I can't.
I'm describing things that do the thing that I'm saying. It goes from one end of the spectrum to the other, real like back and forth, like whiplash or
bounce.
There's a way to say this.
Yeah,
Anyway, you go back and forth between being freaked out and being ready to like die for your child in like the middle period, and then towards the end, I've been like, oh hell yeah, I'm on board, man. Like, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just truly like you just don't know till it happens, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, there's levels. There's obviously, people who have like postpartum depression. There's people who have trouble bonding with their kids, and obviously, I'm like that also might happen, but it's just kind of this weird thing of just like right now where this thing is, or like watching things that have like parents or kids or something. Like I'll start crying and be like, I love this kid so much. Like it's just weird.
One of the things they say to do is when the baby like gets past a certain age, start reading to it like while you're lying in bed, because it can hear you. It's gonna like learn the sound of your voice. So I took a couple of the books back to like the apartment that we got at the shower, and I read in The Giving Tree.
Oh gosh.
Dude,
jeez.
in tears.
I was like, I can't listen. Like after the first like thing that the tree gives them, I was like, we're the trees and this is our kid, and I can't listen. I put earphones in. So I was like, I can't listen to this.
For me, it was just like, but then the boy grew up, and I was like, oh my eyes are filling with tears. Like, I literally found a YouTube video of Shel Silverstein reading the book to like an animation of it, because I'm like, I got this book. I'm gonna read it to the kid. I need to get through it without crying. I need to like, this is exposure therapy at this point. Like,
yeah.
See, so many of your childhood things are gonna take on so many different meanings now.
Finding Nemo is gonna wreck me.
You can't, man. I don't think you'll be able
to.
to
See that movie in the theater. And I'm like, what did he think? It was just us. I was like, oh, poor Nemo, but he's got his dad.
Yet your dad's like just crying into the popcorn, like.
my first experience with that was I took my brother to see Big Hero 6 when it came out, and in that movie, the older brother dies in the first spoiler alert. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is weird. I'll probably never feel like this again while watching a movie.
I saw Finding Nemo, and my mom and I had stopped to get candy somewhere, so we missed the first part. We came in on the title scene where it's like Finding Nemo, so I didn't know what happened to the mom. So that movie was very different until I watched it again.
Oh no!
I was like, why is the dad so weird? And like, what happened to the mom? Whatever. I'm sure it's not important. So
And the cat's in the cradle and the silks.
That must have been a hell of a second watch.
Like because I remember we watched it like when it kind of first came out, and everyone at school was like, "Oh, it was so sad when the mom died," and I'm like,
"What?
When did the mom die? Like, who was
Are you
the
just
mom?
assuming that?
Like that's okay, cool for you." And then watched it again, I'm like, "Wait, who? A barracuda? What is going on?" Like, very different second watch. Because
no kidding.
Yeah, because the Finding Nemo title sequence. I was like, "Oh, we didn't miss anything. It just says Finding Nemo." So obviously, this is the beginning of the movie. It was not. Spoiler alert: the mom dies. So but now when I like read things or stories or see movies or something, and it's like, oh, and the mom died giving childbirth, and I'm like, what now? Who did what now? Because before I was like, oh, that's sad. Now I'm just like, uh-oh. Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, a lot of media is like off limits for a while, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, at least like if you want a stable mental health.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, or like Hamilton. I'm like, I can't.
True.
I can't. I was listening to the song earlier, the one after the kid dies, and I just was like,
no, thank you.
I was like, I have to get through this because I need to do this for myself. It was hard, but I did it. But just
proud of you.
Proud of you, babe.
Things just like kind of hit you differently, and you're just like, why would they be so mean to this person? It doesn't make sense. They're just a kid. So.
Oh yeah, and like any movie where like the kid dies or anything like that, like that's I don't even know how you'll watch that.
I'm like I can't. Like we were going through like books. I was like, oh, I'm curious like what books we could read him once he gets like a little older. So we're going through like books that were like interesting last night, and some of them were really depressing. And I'm like, I would not read this book to my child because I would be a mess. Like like there's like I don't know, like Kite Runner was one of them, and I was like,
Bridge to Terabithia. Let's read them.
Bridge to Terabithia. What was that one? The Tears for letters for Algernon.
Oh yeah, flowers for Algernon.
Flowers for Algernon. Yeah. Like,
I
no.
read that book had a profound effect on me, and I read it when I was in middle school. Like,
Mhm. It really did. Also, a really great Sunny episode, by the way. Flowers for Charlie.
What happens in it?
He gets experiment done on him that makes him big smart. But it just turns out to be a placebo, or as he says, a placebo, because he doesn't know how to say it. Guillermo del Toro loves that show, by the way. He was in an episode as like a crazy, like the McPoyle twins, that crazy family that drinks milk.
Yeah.
He was. There was a whole episode where they were in court with the whole the McPoyle family, and Guillermo del Toro just played like a crazy uncle that had like one line, and yeah.
I love it.
Carl Weathers was in that too. I don't know. They get weird people.
Apollo Creed was in there, dude. You mean Dylan? That son of a...
What?
The dude from Predator.
Oh.
Yeah.
The guy from Mandalorian.
Okay. I know the guy.
He was also the cop in wasn't he in Die Hard?
No, he's not.
No, that's what's his
Reginald
name?
Bell Johnson.
Yes, yeah.
No, but he was also in Happy Gilmore.
True.
He played the wooden hand.
The wooden hand guy.
Oh, don't worry, that's made of wood. It's hard. Just like, remember that crocodile that took your hand? Well, I got his head. We're back, baby, and better than ever. Oh no, the train of thought fully off the rails. Anyway, so let's do most useless trivia.
Yes.
Let's see. I've got mine. Let me know if you want
Here's
to.
an interesting trivia, by the way. The word bivalve is another name for a mollusk, an oyster, or a clam, not a scallop. So we've been calling it a clam because it's a damn clam.
That was...
Well, bivalve is... Okay, well, first of all, that was my useless trivia.
That was also my useless trivia.
Okay, well, let's keep looking.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That was interesting. I'm like, son of a...
You should have seen the look he gave me. Just so much exasperation.
Dang.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I've got my new one.
I forgot to look. Here, give me. So another fun thing about being pregnant, my feet decided to swell, so they're just kind of in pain right now. So I was kind of just focusing on that right now.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I guess I have mine.
Okay, I have mine.
All right, Jenny, you go first.
The worms we will bury you is a line taken from Nikita Khrushchev's.
Nikita Khrushchev's.
Khrushchev. I'm terrible at sounding things out. Khrushchev's speech, in which he took off his shoe and slammed it on the podium, saying in Russian, "America, we will bury you."
Okay.
So that's what that was. Just
All right.
I guess my speculation was wrong. I don't know. Maybe it was a double entendre.
That's not double entendre.
Yeah, it's one that has two meanings.
But that's just a reference then, isn't it?
Well, it's referencing that, but it means that, but it also could mean the thing about burying them
yes.
because of worms eat people.
Then I have egg on my face. Anthony, you go.
When the last pile of diapers is shown, it is on top of Squidward's house.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
It is. Okay.
Mine is... Where'd it go? Oh, when SpongeBob shows funny faces, you can see the side of his head before he reveals he's using a puppet.
What?
That's just kind of part of the joke, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So who gets it? Jenny, I think yours is actually informal.
Informational.
Informational, yes. I don't think you get it.
I like it would be interesting.
I think, I appreciate it because I wouldn't have read that because I was under the cultural references in it. That I like that. Thank you. I'm a vote Robert because that's kind of.
I'm a vote Anthony.
Jenny.
I'm a vote Robert because it made us be like, what?
Yeah. I had the reaction.
Everybody. I'm here. I'm at the top of the steps of the Philadelphia Library. I'm winning. Adrian, what up?
But doesn't he lose?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter that he lose because he fought so hard.
Kind of matters because he lost.
He wins in the next movie. Anyway.
Spoilers.
You already... This has been Bikini Bottom Radio, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. I'm going to make some time to just watch a bunch of Carl Weathers movies this week because we just talked about that. Do we have anything to plug or do? We don't really do things. We just kind of, that's what they say on podcasts, right?
We're plugging Buy Our Baby. No, I'm just kidding.
What? No.
Just kidding.
Yes, we're plugging child trafficking.
We're plugging the dark web.
Oh boy. All right, everybody. Go check out Pintunes. I'll plug them. I think I
There
was
you go.
wrong about them having made that one pin from this episode, but they do make other pins.
They make cool pins.
And if you follow them, you'll get other pin makers who make SpongeBob pins in your Instagram feed. So I fully recommend them. Go buy something from their store.
San Diego has some really awesome pin makers, pin and patch people. So check them out. I'm sure you'll find a bunch if you start following that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, you follow one, they'll give you like 50 more suggestions.
You give them else a cookie. All right, everyone. This has been Bikini Bottom Radio. Thank you for listening. Bikini Bottom Radio on all the social media platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, Twitter. You can email us at bikini.
MySpace.
Not yet. We're working on it. Tom has not responded to our emails. You've got us, bikinibottomradio@gmail.com. You know where to find us. Next time, what is the next episode that we're recording? After I Was a Teenage Gary comes SB129.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Awesome, everybody. Well,
Sweet.
when that comes out for you, who knows? Actually, you've probably already heard it by this point. If whatever.
Hopefully, if we get our stuff together.
Probably not.
Hi, everyone. What you just heard is actually incorrect. Although we'd already recorded the episode I Was a Teenage Gary before recording this episode, it hasn't gone out yet in the feed because we've all been busy. So you'll actually get I Was a Teenage Gary as our Halloween episode this year. We're not sure what day of the week it'll be going on because Halloween is on a Sunday, but you will be getting I Was a Teenage Gary as the next episode, and then at some point we will do SB129. All right, everyone. Back to the 2 seconds of outro we have left.
All right. Well, everybody, later. Hope you're having a good time. Happy
Happy Liv Erickson's Day.
a hinga dinga durgan.
Bye.